redeem how you lived. You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life.
Well, negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you...
Hey y'all, Gravity. Any day above ground, livid. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Tuesday. Hope your week started off well. We know Jamaica's is not starting off well, but you know, such is life. Such is life. So, for those who don't know, we have I think it got downgraded to a 4, but it's still a historic storm. And it's about to do landfall now. They have some YouTube channels up with, live cams, and yeah, we have a bridge flooded out. I mean, at least a lot of the parishes haven't been really hit yet. That's probably going to happen during the day. But we're going to start with TikTok first and see what the people on the ground are saying.
Just here to give y'all an update to let y'all know that we are alive. Got our things on us. Got my clothes on, my long pants on. Got a fanny pack on. It's got my passport and everything inside of a sandwich bag in it. Like, our go bag is ready. Like, we're ready, y'all. But we're not ready because this is insane. But anyway, just coming to let y'all know that we are alive and nothing happened. Nothing is going on right now other than heavy rains and the lights and stuff are flickering. So it's possible we could lose power soon. We don't know. But right now we're watching the storm on the TV. We're watching this channel or whatever, but honestly the same stuff keeps repeating. Just giving y'all an update to let y'all know that we are alive. Pray for us, pray for us, pray for us, continue praying for us, y'all.
Now, there's a lot of people in Jamaica on vacation, which, that's kind of some of the risks you gotta take, but, we ain't gonna knock them today. We ain't gonna knock them.
So me, my family, and our friends is stuck in Jamaica because of the hurricane. We were originally supposed to leave today, but we can't leave until Thursday. Our flights got canceled until Thursday, and we've been checking, the app for flights back to back. And if you haven't got your flight for Thursday, there's no more flights until Saturday. And if you do want a flight on Thursday, the only ones that's available is first class, and that's $1,000 per person. Yes, we were trying to cancel our trip early, and leave Saturday. But by the time we looked at the flights for Saturday, that was the last day you could fly out. All the flights were booked. There was none available. And then Sunday, the airport got shut down. So yes, we were trying to leave, but we could not. Now, as far as the resort, we are on a resort. The resort has generators. Some of our friends have flashlights and everything like that. We're making sure all of our electronic devices are fully charged, no matter what, just in case, things go out, if anything happens. But speaking of the resort, they are still charging people to.
Don't you just love capitalism? Even through a historic storm like this, they still got to get operations going. Ain't that wonderful? Good job, Jamaica.
To stay here, and it's not even at a discounted rate. It's like $200 a person per night. And some resorts
200 American or 200 Jamaica? There's a difference. Mm.
are charging people more than that. And some people are spending their lives just to come out here for weddings, just anything, and having to leave the resort and going probably an Airbnb or something, and that's probably most likely not even safe. Not gonna lie, the only thing that I'm really nervous about is that in our hotel, we are oceanfront. So we are in front of the ocean, and they're not compensating us to switch our rooms to, not be by the ocean. See? So that's the only thing I don't like. It's just crazy, but I feel it in my heart that we are going to be okay. It's supposed to bypass us. It already went to Kingston, and Kingston's not looking too good. But it's supposed to bypass us, and we're going to be okay. I'll try my best to keep you guys updated. I'm so thankful for y'all, checking on me and my boyfriend. We're okay so far, so good. We're still at the resort, and like I said, I'll keep you guys updated.
All right, we'll go back to that later. So right now, this is Kingston Harbor. So I mean, it looks fairly calm, but we got other places that are not as calm. Now, I'm gonna try to get that Flatbridge one. That Flatbridge one is crazy. That bridge gone. That bridge is underwater. So the bridge is right here. There's no bridge. Mm. Mm. Insane. I'll go my man teach them, see what he talking about. Okay, he up right now. I might even try to see if I can call in.
Air in motion. So as this air is rushing to the center of low pressure, it causes all of these disturbances, generating wind speed. So that is why as the pressure falls, the wind speed increases. It may seem like it's a technical thing, but it's really a simple thing. So it is air moving from areas of high pressure, flooding to the low pressure center that causes the wind speed to ramp up. So as the pressure falls, wind speed increases. Simple correlation. See? I'm going to say that to say what me going to say now. Melissa had the perfect timing to explode into the system that she is now. She developed over the hottest waters on the planet at this point in time. Waters that were left undisturbed for months because no tropical system came across the areas that she traversed. So she had infinite, or she has still infinite amount of energy to
Keep going.
sustain and intensify.
Say.
So much so that after she sat there for days as a tropical storm, let me show them a big head. After she sat there for days as a tropical storm, waiting out the shear that was pushing against it, causing her to not be able to organize herself. When the wind shear dissipated, she wasted no time. It was always expected that she would go through rapid intensification. And rapid intensification is when a tropical storm or hurricane increases its wind speed by 35 or more miles per hour within a 24-hour period. Melissa moved from a tropical storm to a category 4 hurricane in less than 24 hours. That was no longer rapid intensification, that was called extreme rapid intensification. Exploded because, as I said, she was sitting on water that we could use boiled tea. That is how warm the waters in the Caribbean has been, because every month hot now, not December, not November, no cool again. Every month hot and we want AC and fan. So the waters of the Caribbean has been gradually heating up over months. No system came through that passage to use up some of that heat. So all of it was there for the perfect storm, which is Melissa. So she exploded, becoming a record-breaking storm in some instances, yeah? No. Melissa is on her way to Jamaica. And from the beginning, I have been explaining why this system is potentially so destructive. The first reason is because she is a powerful, well-defined, well-structured Category 5 hurricane. That is the first reason. Even if she was a Category 4 similar situation, but she's a high-end Category 5 hurricane. Well-defined, everything. She's a beautiful hurricane, if I may say so. Some people may be shocked that I said that, but that is what it is. See? Now, Melissa is packing winds that will cause concrete structures that are not well built to collapse. Put it that way. I'll repeat that. Melissa has wind force that will cause some concrete structures that are in its path that will be hit by the eye wall. If they are not well built, they will collapse under the strain of those winds that is being sustained for hours. So just remember that. So just the wind aspect of the storm will be causing monumental destruction along its path. Another surge. Anywhere the eye wall goes, destruction follows. It's a Category 5 hurricane, expected to remain Category 5 over Jamaica. Again, anywhere the eye wall goes, destruction follows. So the wind damage it will look like deforestation on a large scale in some areas come Wednesday, Thursday, when you can't see things. The amount of trees that will be destroyed and blown down will be crazy. Also, our utility poles and telecommunication poles in many areas will be blown down. Some places are without electricity from morning, and the system wasn't even doing anything serious yet. So we're talking about just the wind damage now. See, when we talk about agriculture, South St. Elizabeth, the bread basket will also be hit again. Trelawney, the Yam Belt, boom. St. Mary, banana, boom. It is going to be so expensive to buy things in this country for a while that it will be, as it relates to agriculture, like the destruction will be crazy. Wind damage we still at our board. Melissa has the power to shut up some glass and many windows across the country. So that is why you tape up your glass and such.
Yeah, that's not gonna help, bro. Not on a category 5. That's not gonna help.
See? Just wind damage.
So it looks like the sun's coming up. Yeah, yeah,
that is the reality. Many board structures will be blown over.
No, Kingston Harbor got worse. Okay.
Me sound like the bring of doom and gloom, but I'm just explaining. See? That is what we are looking at as the morning gets older and the day gets older. That is what we are faced with. And that is just wind damage we are talking about. Some small cars will be taken up and thrown about the place. That is the reality.
Look at this.
See? All right. We leave in the wind damage for a while.
Look at that. Look at that rain, bro.
Melissa is expected to produce rainfall
now
of
this
15 to 30 inches in some places. 30 inches of rainfall.
So this right here, this is the main bus station at Halfway Tree. You see, nobody's there, but look at that rain. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Remember, it just started, so they got a whole day to go through this.
And the rainfall will be twofold. The rainfall will be produced by that process that I explained to you, where air rushes into the center of low pressure and is pulled up in the updraft and cloud formation and rainfall. The system producing rainfall. However, something that has always helped us in the past to treat with hurricanes will work against us this time, which is our mountains. Why? Because Melissa will not be approaching our biggest mountains, which are the Blue and Jonker Mountains, head-on. In a physical way, she went to the south and around. So, the Blue and Jonker Mountain is our main defense, but that is to the east, and we have a central spine of mountains made up by the others, Mayday, Jayaba, Don Figueroa, Juan de Bolos, the whole of them. See? Now, this is what is going to happen. As Melissa approaches Jamaica, she will be whipping up the sea surface, seeing, and bringing moist, warm air on land with her. That moist, warm air is buoyant. It is light because it would have been converted into water vapor in that evaporation process, right? See?
Now the cameras are messing up. Here we go.
Moist air will
Here we go.
Against the central spine of the country and the Blue and Jonker Mountains now, and it cannot go through these mountains, so it will be forced to rise.
You see this? There's the bridge. No bridge.
It will rise. As it rises,
look at this man. Look at this person in my drive.
It will reach
hey, baby.
where it can
No
no
more
longer
side.
remain as water vapor. It will be converted into water droplets. Same hydroscopic nuclei, same joining to form clouds to create more rainfall. So the mountains that would have helped us in the past will be working against us this time. those are the problems that we are facing. But hold on. So the rain that is being produced by the system, the rain that the mountains will help to create, will be pouring on Jamaica for hours. Why? You see how long me take to touch this? The system is moving too slow. But we're not done yet. Jamaica is in its primary wet season. October is the month that produces the most rainfall in Jamaica on record. This October has been so wet that many flood events have occurred in many communities across the country. Because the amount of rain that has been falling has caused the soil to become filled with water. So we say the soil is saturated. It can't take no more water. And as such, when rain falls, the only thing for the water to do is to flow over the land. We call a process overland flow or surface runoff.
You understand?
Into gullies and drains that are not properly maintained and clean and clogged and blocked because we nasty and pollute the place, and it causes flooding events. Open our fall, you know. Also, these rainfall events have caused rivers to flood. You say, some people in Jamaica say river come down. The correct terminology is that the river is in spate or the river is in flood. See? When the river is in flood, the river is many different processes are at work. Erosion, transportation, deposition, and all the processes involved in that. So the river, when it is in flood, is at its greatest erosive strength. So it is eroding its bank and its bed and transporting that material down channel where it deposits it, and the channel becomes a lot shallower. We call that siltation. However, the same rain that been a fall, a cause flooding, is washing off soil from the land in erosion, transporting it and dumping it in rivers to add to the river erosion. So these river channels have become heavily silted and they become shallower. So now the floodings that have been occurring before are plating to what may happen in a few hours. Why? Because the amount of rain that is expected to fall, remember the soil is saturated, so infiltration can't take place. The water can't go into the soil, so it flows over the land. Flows into the gullies, the streams. These gullies and streams, some of them not well maintained, some of them clogged, will overflow, flooding will take place. Some of these gullies and streams flow into rivers that will be at what we call peak discharge. The amount of rain that will be falling, the volume of water in these rivers will be so immense that it will be crazy. You're seeing the rear Cobra already and flat bridges covered, right? And rain just start fall. What will happen is that, remember, the river channels are shallow because of siltation, because of flooding events recently, and erosion and transportation and deposition. Many of these rivers will not be able to accommodate the volume of water reaching the channel, and as such, and we call that peak discharge, the amount of water passing a specific point at a specific time. And that peak discharge is at extensive periods of rainfall. These rivers will swell, break their banks, and cause flooding. As some of these rivers swell, they will also take bridges with them. It's just, right now, it's just how many bridges will be washed away. Not if bridges are going to wash away, how many of them. Remember, so I'm telling you that. See? So these flooding events now will affect many, many areas. People will live on gully banks. People will live near riverbank. All manner of flooding. Cultivation, animals will be washed away. A lot of stuff. But as I explain to you what will happen with the flooding situation. So we talk about wind damage, we talk about flood, but we don't talk yet. Because it has been raining for so long in recent weeks and the soil is saturated and more rain are going to fall, 15 to 30 inches in some areas, many areas will experience slope failure, and we will have landslides and land slippages in many places. That is what we are looking at this morning, into this afternoon, into this evening. Yeah? Wind damage, flood, landslides. But we're not done yet. The most destructive aspect of hurricanes, Jamaicans will tell us the wind, some will tell us a flooding, not even close. The most destructive aspect of hurricanes
is the politics.
is when 175 miles per hour.
I know it's storm surge, but it's also the politician them.
And push it up on the land that is flat. It's going to be a problem, and in some instances it is predicted to be 11 to 13 feet above regular ground level. All of these, and so much so that in modern history, most of the people who have died from hurricanes have died because of storm surges. That is why they are considered the most serious aspect of these things. And we are on an island surrounded by the Caribbean Sea, innit? So water from all both. Watch a style, you know. Many of our coastal areas are low-lying, flood-prone areas. So imagine the sea whipping up the ocean, creating these waves, pushing them inland at 11 to 13 feet consistently in some areas for hours. Imagine wind speed of 150, 60 miles per hour for hours. Imagine storm surge and destructive waves breaking along the coast for hours because the system is moving so slowly. When you put all of that together, that is what many areas along the southwestern coast of the island and some areas come out for us to St. Thomas will be experiencing today. And that may sound like a sermon, doom and gloom. It is simply an explanation of what we are facing.
Respect to the eye. Let me see what they told them. They got somebody on the ground down there. Nah, CNN wild for that. And they said the black man down there. Let's get it. That's Eric Adams.
And for providing this platform for us to speak to the world.
Of course, our pleasure. Well, the focus is on Jamaica right now. But
They always send black people down there.
Our next up in Hurricane Blizz's path. So later, we'll bring you the conditions from those islands, as well as the latest stories from Jamaica as it endures this historic hurricane. But we are also going to turn to now another big story that we've been following for weeks now: the government shutdown. And
okay, that's great. I don't care. That's y'all's problem.
We need to remind of the importance and the intensity of this very slow, very strong hurricane.
All right, the Honorable Colonel Charles Jr., thank you for joining us. Please, please, please take care of yourself, your loved ones. Stay safe, okay?
All right.
That
Okay. There's that. What else we got? Damn. That's crazy. That's insane.
I never got through it because by the time we then go through it again, the storm come. You understand what I mean? I say, that is the reality that we are facing. The country has, and people are asking me, what happened to this? I don't know. I have never experienced the effects of a Category 5 hurricane in my lifetime. The most I have experienced was Ivan as a Category 4, and I was in St. Anne and Ivan was traveling along the south coast. Me did not even get close to it. And that is the more.
This joins rare company of Atlantic Basin hurricanes where we have a pressure that is that low. In fact, there's only 6 hurricanes ahead of this that have seen pressure this low, and those are all in the 800s. Could we see this drop into the 800s? It's possible. This is still in a phase of intensification right now, believe it or not. Typically, when you have hurricanes that are this organized and this intense and this violent, they tend to go through what is called an eye wall replacement cycle, where you start to see internal structure changes that fluctuate the intensity. We haven't seen that. This has maintained that really intense Category 5 status with no hint of this going through an eye wall replacement cycle. We have seen some differences in the forward speed of this. So last update, the intermediate advisory, this was only moving at 2 miles per hour. Now we've seen this pick up, I guess you could call it some speed at 5 miles per hour. And it has started to make that dreaded northeastern. Turn. For a while, it was moving due west. It was start.
Oh, is this making that? No, maybe it ain't this one. It might be this one. Damn, that's crazy. Look at that. That's not even it. Oh, maybe it's this one. Yeah, that's nuts. All right.
Starting to make that wobble to the north. It essentially stalled out for quite some time through the overnight hours, and now it is feeling the influence of that atmospheric steering, which is going to push it and eventually accelerate it to the northeast. But right now, this is not only a Category 5 hurricane and one of the most intense that you'll find in the Atlantic Basin, really throughout the world, but it is also moving very slowly. And we are expecting, quite honestly, a humanitarian disaster to unfold in Jamaica today. Likely, you will see, extensive damage to not only power infrastructure we already have, even in the Kingston area where the winds are just starting to pick up.
Did you know? Change with these systems in terms of strength and direction and stuff. So nothing should be taken as gospel or cast in stone. We will just now have to brace for the impact of probably a once-in-a-lifetime experience for the country and for many of us. Zane, it is of my humble opinion, I am of the humble opinion that there is not much that is going to change between now and impact. And the point of impact will be, never mind, we're not a problem. I think I say enough now, and I'm kind of tired. It is 185 miles currently. Well, I'm seeing now, where did you see that update, Lady Thompson? Now, if you have any question I think I can answer, I'll probably attempt to do so. Outside of that, but just wait for the information to read it and then we'll move along again. Because there's nothing else I can tell you now. When is the impact? Again, it is not a perfect science. The system fluctuates in forward speed, so there's no exact time of impact except to say that the impact will be sometime today. Oh, okay. I will await the National Hurricane Center or the Met Service information. And that is no disrespect to, but I use official data from official sources. Because I talk to thousands of people and I want to make sure so the information is right always. No disrespect to the general. Isn't it? Yeah, this is just me operate on a different wavelength. So, yeah. I know what I said. My expectation is that based on what is happening now, based on where the system is, based on how fast the system is moving or slow for that matter, I am expecting impact somewhere between 10 and 12, 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., somewhere in that window. That is my expectation. I could be wrong. See? Alright, let me see if the Met Service has updated. Let me check them. 8, that are still 8 p.m. I do that long time, and I'll pass that. For the people who are still calling, I am so after when Chris sent me this from 5:50. Oh, I did a talk. Alright, so the update is here. Let me airdrop it so I can read it from a computer. Young Stacy, hello my dear. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. So this is bulletin number 49. 5 a.m. bulletin. So I got it while I was explaining. So, alright. Crap. Just a moment. Just give me a reason. Downloads. Bulletin 49. Bulletin. So I'll share with you the latest update and break down aspects of it that I think are important, or if you think it's important, you can ask. The person who asks where the center of the system, I'll answer that question for you. Or this will answer the question for you. It's not even really me. Zin? So this was the 5 a.m. release. A hurricane warning remains in effect for Jamaica as extremely dangerous Category 5 Hurricane Melissa continues its slow and deliberate approach towards the island. At 5 a.m., the center of Hurricane Melissa was located near latitude 17.2 degrees north and longitude 78.3 degrees west. This is 115 miles west-southwest of Kingston, or 75 miles south of Negril Point, Jamaica. Forget about Kingston now, think about Negril Point, which would be nearer, the system would be nearer to Negril than Kingston. 75 miles at 5 a.m. away from Negril Point. We soon come back to something here, so. Hurricane Melissa is moving towards the northeast near 5 miles per hour. A turn towards the northeast with an increase in forward speed is expected later today. So I'm still expecting that strain, but alright. Followed by a faster northeastward motion on Wednesday and Thursday. That after I pass with. That now, you understand what I'm saying? On the forecast track, the core of Melissa is expected to move over Jamaica today, across southern Cuba Wednesday morning, and across the southern central Bahamas later on Wednesday. Maximum sustained winds are near 175 miles per hour with higher gusts. Melissa is a Category 5 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. Some fluctuations in intensity are likely before Melissa makes landfall on Jamaica later today. So the official release from the Met Office is still suggesting 175, even though I'm here 185. So as again, I really rely on the Met Services and the National Hurricane Center and some European institutions for the information that I use. You understand? That not mean nothing against anything else. That could well be it, and the Met Office now get the update date. So I don't know, but based on the report at 5 a.m., 175 miles per hour. Yeah? All right. It says some fluctuation is expected. I may not see that happening no time yet, so I guess it's between now and then, I suppose. Hurricane force winds extend outwards up to 30 miles from the center, and the tropical storm force winds extend 195 miles. Norman Mann International Airport in Kingston recently reported a sustained wind of 39 miles per hour and gusts of 58 miles per hour, while Sangster's Airport, Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, recently reported a sustained wind of 40 miles per hour and gusts of 56. So they're basically telling you that the wind speed is ramping up across the country. That is what that means, really. Now, Doppler radar and satellite images show that the outer bands of Hurricane Melissa over, let me read that again, Doppler radar, this is not the Doppler radar still, but it is radar nonetheless. So this is basically what this is talking about. Let me refresh it to see if there's anything. Yeah. So Doppler radar and the satellite images show that outer bands of Hurricane Melissa cover most of Jamaica. So we are in the storm already, really. It's just that the core of the system and the surrounding areas of the core has not hit the island as yet, which is we have the most ferocious winds and storm surges being generated. See? So for all intents and purposes, we are actually in the storm, just not in the eye of the storm, so to speak. You get what I mean? So here I'll go on as I know. It says Hurricane Melissa outer bands cover most of Jamaica and have been producing moderate to heavy rainfall over the island. Data obtained from weather stations network indicate amounts of 4 inches in parts of southern parishes. Melissa is expected to produce rainfall amounts reaching 15 to 30 inches over parts of Jamaica in the next couple of days, especially over eastern parishes with higher amounts over hilly terrain. I explained the hilly terrain part just now, but I will also explain to you why they are expecting higher amounts over eastern parishes, even though the system is making landfall in the western section of the island. Yeah? So I soon come back to that. Hold on. So in the eastern section of the island, remember people are saying, oh, St. Elizabeth and them places, so Portland and Kingston and St. Thomas, them places, they go, all right, wrong. So I'll explain to you why these areas, the eastern section, will receive more rainfall than even places that the system will pass through directly. Just give me a minute. Now, anytime you start to hear bulletins using this word, you know it's serious. It has been in the bulletins from probably bulletin number 15 or such. Listen to this. Catastrophic flash floods and landslides are likely. I would have explained in detail a few minutes ago as to why we will have catastrophic flash floods and landslides. Now, tropical storm conditions are occurring over Jamaica. And again, listen to this word. Catastrophic hurricane force wind conditions are expected to begin this morning, Tuesday morning. Life-threatening storm surge accompanied by large and destructive waves is likely along the south coast of Jamaica on Tuesday, peaking at 9 to 13 feet above ground level. near and to the east of where the center of Melissa makes landfall. I explained that to you in depth earlier again as to why Black River. Oh, there's something. Oh, the Met Service thing. I'm going to close it because they probably have put some strain upon the bandwidth. As to why Black River, I'm trying to find the right words to make this sound palatable. As to why Black River will not be the same after today. Let me put it that way there. Why? As me tell you, the life-threatening storm surge accompanied by large and destructive waves is likely along the south coast of Jamaica. Boy, for now one thing I next. Especially, let me find it again, me lose it. Hold on. Where am I there? Life-threatening storm surge, I'd be tired, accompanied by large and destructive waves is likely along the south coast of Jamaica on Tuesday, peaking at 9 to 13 feet above ground level. 13 feet would be twice my height and mush. You understand? And I am not a short person. I am 6 foot. One. I give myself that. Two was made big too, so that make up your one. You understand? But watch your style, you know. So the life-threatening surge is accompanied with destructive wave is likely on the south coast on Tuesday, peaking at 9 to 13 feet above ground level. Listen to this now, and this is why I told you that Black River is facing nothing that we have seen before from hurricanes. Yeah? Near, so these 9 to 13 feet above ground level will be near, and to the east of where the center of Melissa makes landfall. Melissa is expected to make landfall in Black River. Where Melissa is making landfall is close to a place called Crawford. You know where is exactly east to where Crawford is, where the hurricane and make landfall? Black River.
Black
You
River.
know Black River is what? A low-lying, flood-prone area.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm about to go get some breakfast. I'm gonna watch this all day, and if anything really break, I'll break in with it. But before we go, you know what we gotta play. That legendary video, and then we out of here. By the way, the street saying she has transitioned.
Hold on, tell me, you were, what happened? You just sleep?
Yes, Rosie and her family were sleeping, waking up, feel water and waking up, right through the house, through the bathroom, through every door, kitchen door, every door. Everything in the house flood out. Let me talk about everything. No bed, no dead if you sleep on. Settee, where you could have rest in a phone, where you could have make phone call and video for sure. Everything flood out. I want back every single piece
So
of
what happened when you were sleeping?
She gonna listen. If she was alive, again, I think she transitioned. I think I saw that about a year or two ago. But look here now. You have to tell her hurricane this. You can't tell man with a microphone this. You have to tell her hurricane. And Melissa too. Let me know what I say, y'all. I don't like loud, man. So you have to cuss out loud, man.
We were sleeping.
Yeah, and?
We were sleeping. Hear Prince screaming. When Prince screaming, say water. When you jump up and look, there is water. Many water like Elsha.
You see the one? You see the gal back there, sir?
Many water like Elsha. That type of water was there. I want back everything. From we live here, a Sunlight Street, from here 2 months old, just born out of my mother. Left here, From me at 29, me left Sunlight Street, so here me never have been seen my yard flood out yet. Any house in the carpet here and Sunlight Street flood out yet. Never had been seen this yet. I dare you before my maiden take and me never see it yet. So
Never.
see them lie. How we never see it yet. Around back everything. Laptop, phone, everything.
Laptop.
Flood around
Laptop.
everybody.
Why you not put the laptop on the dresser table? Why you never do that? Why you never put a cell phone on top of the laptop? That way it not get wet. DB, they say that she transitioned about a couple of years ago. That what they say. But, you know, that screenshot. We well on screenshot. I'm gonna use this when I see the white conservatives, when them say something stupid. That's what we are gonna use.
Name brand furniture, name brand bed, and name brand car. Everybody flood out and warm about everything. So baby can't get meningitis. And she
Meningitis, yes.
Baby from my baby, my nephew, baby will come up. She flood out to with her baby, nice, pretty, clean skin baby them. Flood out, not a pimples, mosquito bite, nothing. Right now, you know what can happen to them? They need to go to hospital. And we need all type of something to clean out the germs. And the fly them starting at the house now to come look again.
Wanna get your peroxide. Peroxide clean everything.
And it can't go on so. You have to do better.
What caused it?
What caused it? The right man them caused everything. With all them cut the bridge, and none of them not coming at the yard for come look or go on. If them you just fix back right there, sir, the house wanna flood out. Is the bridge cause everything? Is this big contract what going on at Sunlight Street 21 and a half Sunlight Street Kingston 30 cause every single soul things what happen in my yard. Last night to this morning at 3:30, flooding, the baby them could have been drowned in. We need justice, real justice we need. Justice we need. One back of furniture. And on a 30 grand bed in there and a 30 grand dresser. And a 30 grand fridge and a 30 grand wrap nut. And a 30 grand and a 10 grand night table, touch lamp. Everybody, flat scream in there, mash up, flood out the shit water and gully water. Nobody not come for look. Uncle the cameraman, it can't work so. We need justice! Justice! We need justice! We need justice! Over the yard there and the other yard, we need it. Can't you see the condition right in her? And the germs and the nasty. Right now, on the left out, a fly start at the place. Two baby there, they don't look good. Call the contractor.
The what y'all call contractor for help picking help. I gotta go get some breakfast. She's gonna piss me off again. And my mom loves sending me this video every couple of years. I'm like, she didn't say nothing new. But all right. So hopefully you learned something. If you did, done my job. If not, try to be bad next time. We will be back later today. You know, hurricane coverage and all that. And also, Trump is working overtime for the OCGFC and the GCC. We gotta talk about that. This man trying to start a war with folk. But anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence. And if you're so inclined, pray for Jamaica.